I'm gonna be honest here. When I saw the first Justice League, I actually enjoyed it. It was flawed, and you could just feel that it was constructed from multiple hands, but I still enjoyed myself in the theater. Repeated viewings, the cracks started showing. But it was what it was. Joss Whedon completed the movie when Zack Snyder had to leave the project. And by completed, I mean he reshot most of it and turned it into a different movie. My issues with Justice League, it was too rushed. We introduced Aquaman, Cyborg, and The Flash in one movie, along with the main storyline. I needed more time to learn about these guys. Fans were unsatisfied with the result, and there were cries for a Snyder cut. And I was as shocked as you were when Warner Brothers decided to let Zack Snyder redo the movie in his vision, and they gave him free rein and even sunk millions into it. Was it worth it? This is Zack Snyder's Justice League. There will be mild spoilers here. There will be mild spoilers here, so be warned. And yes, it's in a 3:4 aspect ratio, which is weird in this day and age. Zack Snyder shot the entire movie for IMAX and not just certain scenes. I mean, why not? You pay the IMAX ticket price for the entire movie anyway, it's not just for the set pieces. And if you were expecting an all-new movie, this ain't it. It's the same basic story from the theatrical release, but built with different components. Superman is still dead. Batman and Wonder Woman are trying to unite the other super beings into a team. Aquaman is reluctant, Cyborg is reluctant, and the Flash is all in. So let's talk about the differences now. Cyborg was a glorified emo hacker robot in the theatrical version. Now he's an actual character, and the emotional center of the movie. We see more of his relationship with his father, he has character development. He's also got a lot more abilities, and he's much more powerful than the theatrical version let on. Cyborg's father even spells out his powers, and it was pretty sweet. This cat is scary powerful. I didn't care before, but now I'd like to see a Cyborg solo film. Joss Whedon turned the Flash into a comic relief buffoon. Now he's still a fun dude, but he's also got more fleshed out, and he too is allowed to strut his stuff. He's more badass. This is more a team. They're not just tagging along anymore. Everyone contributes more, fights more, and it's more like a team effort than the Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman show the previous one was. Superman also seems to be more powerful here, and his first appearance as Superman is epic AF. Darkseid is in this version. He's not in on the action other than a flashback or vision, but he's still the ultimate threat, saved for the sequels. Steppenwolf is an exiled lackey trying to get on Darkseid's good side. He's no longer a dull warlord, but he's got actual ambition and a reason to be here. Speaking of Steppenwolf, born to be wild, man did they improve him. The theatrical version was a lackluster generic CG baddie. Now he's more beastly, he's scarier, his voice is edgier, pardon the pun, and he's just more dangerous looking. He's a legitimate threat to the Justice League, and it took Superman's assistance to take him down, and it was still a group effort. The story is bigger, more complex, more epic. At 4 hours, it gives you more character development, more fleshing out, but it's still 4 hours long. Does it need to be? There are some unnecessary slow-mo, and a few parts were just not needed. Warner Brothers gave Snyder full control with no interference, so I bet he threw in everything. Flash stealing a hot dog, check. Weird lady singing, check. Alfred's nude scene, kidding. Snyder did strip out all of Whedon's footage. That Russian family, gone. Brunch, gone. While still not perfect, it's vastly superior to Joss Whedon's version, in my opinion. It just feels like a different movie. It's got a harder edge, it's darker atmosphere, but it works here. It's also got some emotional moments that caught me off guard. There are some light bits here and there, but the humor isn't as forced as Whedon's version. The backstory exposition can slow things down enough to take a breath, but they are necessary to fill in the gaps. This is where you learn about the characters. 4 hours is a lot to sit in a theater, but for home viewing, no different from binging Netflix. We watched it over 2 evenings, and that kind of made it feel even more epic. When I was waiting to watch part 2, I was really excited. Look what Marvel's doing on Disney+. WandaVision is like an 8-hour movie, and it gives you a chance to flesh things out, to build things up without having to rush. I believe he structured this release so it could be released in parts like a web series. I'm glad there's that option. Speaking of rush, someone did the math, and the movie is about 10% slow motion. So there's that. Steppenwolf's ending is far more satisfying this time around, and it's freaking sweet. The Joker is in one scene, but it's an improvement over the Suicide Squad version. We get a tease from Martian Manhunter. but it's all baiting sequels that might not come after all. That would be an injustice. That said, the entire Nightmare Joker scene could be left out of the movie. It has nothing to do with the plot. Leave it as a Blu-ray extra. But I know why Zack Snyder put it in. So get those hashtags ready! Zack Snyder's Justice League is 4.5 Bs. A bigger scope, expanded characters, and a much more powerful Justice League as a team. It's long, it's a lot of movie, but there's no shame in pausing to pick it up later. I think the best way to enjoy this movie is to pretend the first version doesn't exist. Why waste time comparing? Take this as Justice League as it was meant to be. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment the bell, the usual YouTube stuff. This is theNewBee, and I'll see you later, kids. Toodles!